something in my shoe. Just like low-key stabbing my foot. Walking to work fasted. Let's get it. Get in some extra sunlight and let's walk to work fasted. Now, what's happening? This is where the initial challenge will really begin. It'll begin when I get to work because I'll be surrounded by good smelling food, you know. So yeah, this is where the initial challenge will really begin.
Oh, there's no one. Stop, bus.
To be honest, like the morning, there were no real challenging points. Waking up, I did wake up a little hungry, but that hunger numbed and passed pretty quickly. Up until this point, me personally, I really have nothing but positives in this experience of fasting. I'm gonna have to, when I get caught by the next stoplight, I'm gonna have to take my shoe off and get whatever this is out of my shoe. But yeah, up until this point, I've had nothing but positives when it comes to the experience of fasting. It has only been, let me see, it's been about 16 hours, right? Hours and some change. Hold up. What the fuck is this in my shoe? No, it's still in there. Fuck. I wonder if it's like actually a part of my shoe. It's bugging me. So it's gonna be time to get new shoes. You know what? It might just be time to get new shoes. It's okay. Make sure my bag isn't unzipped. But yeah, only positive so far. It's been 16 hours or so. And I would say swelling has went down in my body for sure, which is good. It's gonna allow everything to function at its highest quality, including like my organs, small intestines in particular. I'm still recovering from, you know, I have celiac and I've been eating gluten up until past year and 2 months, or a year and 3 months, whatever. Or this will be the year, the third month, with only a few mistakes. So I feel like this process of doing this once a month is going to extremely push forward the healing process of my small intestines. Overall swelling in the body is down for sure.
I don't love.
And it only being, what's up, fried chicken? How you doing? With it only being 16 hours into it, and the fact that moving forward outside of this long 55 plus hour fast that I'm doing, moving forward, I'm going to be doing at least 16 hours of fasting per day. Between 16 and 18 hours. We'll play with those numbers. I might even play with a 20-hour fast, intermediately switching between the three. I don't think any of those would be difficult for me to maintain at all. This is something I couldn't really do effectively without having a kitchen in my crib, because I couldn't really control when and what I ate at that point, but now I can. But I think overall, this is going to really speed up my process. No worries, what it is, Henry. I feel lighter. I feel hella focused. I feel locked in. I don't feel hungry. So it's a beautiful time to be alive, and a time to be alive and beautiful. You know? I'm on my way to work while fasted. 16 hours into my fast. Feeling good. Feeling strong. I got some bounce in my step. I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of bounce in my step. Next year you will? Okay. Overall, this experience of intentionally fasting so far for 16 hours has just opened my eyes up to the fact that I have been doing excess, and what that takes away from me, the excess that I have been doing. It would be nice to have this level of focus and steady energy throughout the day regularly. It would be so nice, I'm not gonna lie. But the reality is I don't. And a huge part of that is, clearly the only change has been not eating today. So, yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting. I wish that we were in a world that wasn't so obviously consumerism based, that nutritional and health sciences are suppressed, and even information is misconstrued. I get it, because I've seen studies that say that breakfast increases mental function and things of that nature. Essentially, healthy fats that the eggs can provide from breakfast, pretty much the only food, can increase, mental function, essentially, hypothetically. However, the mental function boost that you get from fasting, elongating your fast, is much greater. And the mass majority of foods you eat with your breakfast, combining with the eggs, and just the fact that you have to push your body into digestion because of that, certainly has a negative effect on your focus and clarity. But I'm happy that I found that out. This isn't my first time fasting. Um, you know, it's just my first time in a while intentionally fasting for observational and health purposes. See, this is how you can really gauge like autophagy, right? Um, Autophagy is even something where there are studies on it, but I can really there's people who have access to better ways to gather the information. Everything is on a person to personal basis, but for my means of science, which is realistically just self practice, self observation, and coming to conclusions based off of self experimentation. So take that for what you take it. I would say that moment that, so like for example, say you wake up and you're extremely hungry. You working faster right now? Bet it. So let's say you wake up and you're extremely hungry. If you just stay in bed while you woke up and you're extremely hungry, you're gonna stay hungry for a long, long time. Now, if you get in motion and start some movement, some what they call moderate exercise. What'll happen is, and if it's more intense exercise, it'll happen quicker. What you'll notice is that sensation of being hungry will go away. The reality is, once you hit that point, you've started autophagy, for sure. I'm not going to debate anyone about this or anything. At least in my body, that's one of the first tell signs. Next is you're going to get this almost fruit-like, but also like another smell, not just fruit, from the ketones being broken down inside of your body. You'll get that type of smell in your breath, a bit of a smell. It's not a strong smell. It's not a light smell. It has a bit of bass to it. You're not hungry unless you just had schmecks. Your mental clarity will boost, things of that nature. So I would say for me, autophagy doesn't take even 12 hours for me to enter it, especially depending on my activity. If I wake up and I go for a walk, chances are 30 minutes into that walk, 25, 30 minutes into that walk, I will enter autophagy. Now, that's still going to be an early stage of autophagy. My theory is with my current lifestyle, what it is, country boy, with my current lifestyle, the amount of motion I participate in every day, my current belief is that, and whatever my amount of hours of fasted is, you can just double that and assume I'm at least in that position with my autophagy, which means essentially a 55-hour fast may never be necessary for me, but the only way to experiment it is we're going to experiment it month to month. However, it also means that the daily 16-hour intermittent fasting may provide me with everything necessary for me to go into a late stage of autophagy, or at least a medium stage of autophagy, and get great daily results. I'm feeling great. So it's really going to be interesting on how we're going to do this calendar. Now, when I get to work, I'm going to get some green tea. You feel me? I'm going to get some green tea. You can have tea. Always remember this. You can have tea. Don't add no honey, sugar, nothing like that. You can't add any calories. But you can have tea. I don't do coffee. But you can have tea during fast. You can even have black coffee during fast. And you can have water. Really, you could do, technically, you could do any 0-calorie sugar drink beverage. However, I'm going to stick to water and tea. But I'm going to get some green tea because that really knocks out inflammation. And the key to why I'm doing this and embracing this lifestyle is to reduce overall maintenance. See, a lot of people live in a way that maintains. It's like inflammation maintenance. Me, I want to reduce inflammation and maintain low inflammation. Oh, that's lit. That's gonna be fun. Enjoy yourself. Post up, relax, get some nice sun rays, you know? 'Tis the ocean, be water. Until next month.
And
That's the last time I went.
We locked in, twin. Off the pier, that should be fun. See, before I moved to where I live, I had a whole different view of piers. See, piers back home, there's some cool piers, some decent piers. But it's a pier out here, and that motherfucker is just different. It's a whole different pier. I'm gonna tell you just what you told me, brother. You're too weak to do that. You feel me? We're talking about some 24 hours. The thing about it is, I'm already hella close to 24 hours. I'm like 7 hours away from 24 hours. Is you crazy? It's an easy work.
I'm not eating. I'm not eating tomorrow, bro. I'm looking for home.
And then the only issue is going to be when I get to work with all of this food right in front of me, serving all these people this food while trying to maintain my fast. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. Facts. It ain't no rewards for it. See, when you make sacrifice in life, make them beneficial, make them mathematical. Like, one could say, right now I'm sacrificing food. For however long this fast lasts. But the reality is, actually me eating food would be the real sacrifice. It would be me sacrificing cellular regeneration at its highest level. And on a deeper level, organ regeneration. On an even deeper level, which your heart is an organ, don't forget that. And on a deeper level, I mean, it's really no deeper level, you know? As opposed to realistically just, the truth is, like, technically you're starving, because technically you're starving, but in a way you're not starving. It's like you're starving, but you're also not starving. The reason why it's like you're really not starving is because your good cells are eating your bad cells. So you're eating. Yeah, 24-hour fast is easy as fuck. But the reality is, vape walking to work, yeah, that was crazy. But the reality is, see now, doing this autography, any lung damage I committed, any damage that I committed during that process of that misinformed lifestyle, you know, it's gonna help and reverse it. Now, I'm gonna keep it 100. I feel like some people have great advantage when it comes to autophagy. I feel like autophagy is good, you know, when you do have enough phytomelanin, when you have enough melanin in your skin. I think that is phytomelanin, where you can, because melanin acts in a way similar to chlorophyll, so you can factually feed off the sun. You transition and translate the sunlight into glucose. I believe that does make it a lot better, you know, because I do think, like, for instance, if I couldn't do that, esophagy would be a much harsher process, because I believe for me it would be better done indoors, because naturally when you do it outdoors, I do feel like your skin cells do definitely pull in more from the sun, and if that can be damaging and harmful to you, I believe that the regenerative process of skin cells will take a negative impact, even though maybe your organs will still have the positive benefits. So it's like, the thing about it, this is why, like, science is almost super overrated, and it's more intelligence for people to recognize, especially when it comes to biology. It's more intelligent for people to experiment and begin to learn their own personal biology, because when it comes to biology, especially in the domain of humans, there's no real exact answers. There's all personal answers. You know what I mean? I'm like, you might be right when I says that I mean, autophagy would be incense, and they do, you mentioned fasting a lot. Autophagy would, in sense, be a road and passage to cellular rebirth, and you are just made up of millions of cells, and cells are called cells because what's been recognized under a microscope, the communicative purposes of cells. So yeah, it's definitely a frequency. It's a frequency shift, you know? And I think when done right, it can be a really good realigning practice. Which is a big part of the reason why I'm doing it. And it was a big part of the reason why I'm doing it as I'm about to spend the first night in this new crib, is because this is a new beginning. You feel me? And I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna bring a whole new energy. And I'm just gonna keep it 100. My inflammation has gone down crazily. There's certain parts of my body where now I'm sure it's other things that have impacted that, such as the fact that I've been stretching right every night, and I'm gonna stretch right again tonight for the last 2 nights. But my inflammation, there's places where I normally feel aches and pains where I'm simply not bothered at all right now. On the West Coast for sure. On the best coast. On the best coast. I'm on the best coast, my friend. I don't know about where you at, but this is basically New Year for us, where I'm at. This is the beginning of the real New Year type shit. Maybe in some places it's a different time, you know, but you gotta recognize that that's based off of where you live, where your position, especially if you're basing the New Year based off of solar frequencies. It could never be universal. High quality cold pressed black seed oil. Okay. That's another thing. I think I'm gonna wait until I get paid or until right before to start going all out. But now that we getting into the new crib, I'm gonna get my oils right. You feel me? I'm gonna get all my essential oils and herbs. Give me a month, 2 months. I'm gonna have it all locked and loaded and down to a science. You feel me? I'm a different type of dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. I value mental quality, focus, intelligence. It's like my highest level of values. And then also comes physicality, which I believe if you put them in the right order, you can get the most out of both. Like if I was a X-Men, I'd be the Beast. You feel me? combination of physical superiority and mental superiority going hand in hand. Facts. Study yourself first and foremost. Shannon, Angela. People's biggest problem in this day and age is looking around and trying to figure out what their problem is. It's deep. It's super deep. See, your body is made up of cells, so utilizing the right fasting methods and protocols to produce autophagy in an intelligent way, you're rebirthing yourself. You renewing yourself continuously. Welcome in, cardboard. Depends on how you look at it. For me, it's been a pain fleeing experience. I felt the pain running away. And I think it's just because initially at this point, what I've really felt, my insulin levels have dropped. And with that, my inflammation has dropped. Very greatly. Also because of the nice consistent motion, I'm in ketosis, which really, this is what's gonna govern how long. I really do believe that I'm gonna take this to about 50 something hours. But at least 36 hours. But the reason why it could be 36 hours, which for me will realistically be like 72, I'm telling you, this process is double for me at least. Probably lowballing it. Is if this ketosis is too powerful to the point where I start to lose way too much fat. You know what I'm saying? This is not the goal. The goal is to benefit, not the detriment. And then that would just mean up and until my fast next month, I need to accumulate a bit more fat if I want to reach 55 hours. It's pain fleeing for sure. Everyone to where at in their journey, that's a fact. That's facts. But I certainly cannot deny that even in this walk to work, I feel way lighter. It don't even make sense how much lighter I feel. And Tajin, that sound like a good combination. Ooh. See, it's crazy because, like, we have a nice, sharp mental. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do what I have to do to run up immense financial security. But also, I recognize there will be no process in that where I'm going to be wasteful because the reality is the true pleasure. Here's the thing. Your life expenses goes down dramatically when you have your own house and land you own. You own your own vehicle or vehicles. And you don't participate in doing things that are detrimental to you, because those are realistically the most consistent expensive things, such as smoking cigarettes, drinking, and eating junk foods, processed foods. are the more expensive foods. So when you really recognize that, it's like, okay, cool, let's set it up in a mission. Get my own land and property, get my own vehicles. You know what I mean? That's the major expenses. Once you do that, now what? I cut out rent. I don't have a rent to worry about. Boom, I have a phone bill still. Car insurance. If I want to have a gym membership, I have a gym membership. And then I have food expenses, but they're reduced because I have my own land. I can grow my own foods, or at least some of them. You eliminating the crib cost, car payments, B&E2, all of that, you know? And let's be real, it's the direction we're going in. I don't want to say this yet because the industry I work in, but the reality is the direction we're going in, you're not going to want to really go out to eat like that. At most places, food is poison. Just the reality. You're a cosplayer. That's a fact. You damn near can't even trust the grocery stores. But much peace, positivity, and love to y'all. I'm about to start my work shift. When we locked in, I'll catch y'all. I might debrief with y'all tonight about where I'm at and my thoughts. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, put on post notifications. I'll catch y'all later. Y'all be easy. I'm out.